please. What would be the economic impact on the city of Corpus Christi? Well, first of all, you would have between 50 to 100 plant and technical field personnel needed. You would have used more than 100 trucks to transport pipe around the area, 25 to 50 construction workers, and the city can even recommend companies to help us do the project. The financial estimate that would impact the city would be millions of dollars to the economy, and probably between $25 and $80 million in annual savings to the city of Corpus Christi on water reclamation, depending on your amount of use. Next slide, please. The Wilcox Carrizo Aquifer has a recharge system in Dimmitt County, the second best in the state, that we can recharge the aquifer. That is a big economical impact on the state of Texas. Next slide, please. Our water will be safe that complies with all of TCEQ and EPA requirements. Statistically, it takes a long time to explain all the amounts of chemicals in the water from our area, but we have provided that to the staff of Corpus Christi so they can see for themselves as to what our water has. Next slide, please. Experts affirm that Dimmitt Utility Water Supply groundwater proposal is not only competitive, it's pure potable water, not raw water. It would save the city millions of dollars in water treatment chemicals, and it offers no financial risk to the city, and it provides drought-proof water supply. It would improve your water security and would work with any other city's water strategy, including desalination or river surface water. Next slide, please. These are some of the resources that we have that you can go and check upon where we got our information from, and to include where our pipe is coming from. Next slide, please. Again, I and Mr. Ivy would like to thank you for the opportunity to have made this presentation to the staff, and again, thank you. If there's any questions, we'd be happy to respond.
All right, see Mr. Smith. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Smith.
And, thank you all. So kind of the same questions on there. The water rights, you mentioned you do have the water rights secured?
Yes, it's a family of 3 industrial landowners. We didn't have to purchase any water. They own all the water. The pre-1965 vested groundwater rights. And in our water district, any water pumped before February of 1999 is an inalienable pumping right. Now, it's not an equal opportunity aquifer, so you have to be over the right spot of the aquifer. We had the oldest hydrology firm in the state of Texas confirm it, and the second oldest. And one of them actually did the state hydrology model for the state of Texas. And I think there's 2 other models at Texas Water Development, which also the water's there.
Okay, how about an export permit?
Okay, export permit, you're required to have contract in hand. In other words, we want an export permit. Where are you going? Mm-hmm. Well, gee, San Antonio, we're going to somewhere else. So that's one of the situations. Another thing is this: all of our landowners own unlimited pumping grandfather water well rights, meaning we don't have to put a meter on it. We don't have to call the state when we turn it on. We don't have to call the state when we turn it off. It's unlimited pumping, and we don't want to. Even if we could, even if we didn't have to have, if they didn't require us to have contract in hand, we wouldn't give up our grandfather water rights until somebody actually said that they wanted the water.
Okay, and as I understand the proposal, it's 20 MGD to begin with 2 MGD each year for 10 years, going up to 40?
You can work it any way you want, but yeah, that's our synopsis that we put, yes.
So if that's it, then it's a $40 million a year would be our cost if we go with this. So right now we're showing, I think our total revenue, what's 110, 120 million? Outside, not including stormwater? Yeah, okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Mr. Molina?
Thank you, Mayor. Question is for the presenter here. When you talk about your delivery cost of less than $3 per 1,000 gallons, does that include the cost of the pipeline construction and permitting?
Yes.
Okay. And then a question for staff. Do we have an idea of what the total treated cost would be to the end user once this water is delivered to our system?
Oh, I might need to add one thing before he answers that. For some reason, in 2011, when I offered this water, they said our offer was raw water. It's not raw water. And in this one, it says untreated water. We're offering to bring you the chlorinated water. I mean, all we're required to do for this water, it's arsenic-free, 76 degrees, 264 parts per million. And we're only required to do chlorinated injection. But if y'all wanted it untreated, I mean, that's up to y'all.
Can you clarify that also, please?
Yes, sir. So, just kind of in general, at the Owen Stevens treatment plant, it's about $1 per 1,000 gallons to treat. But like they were saying, the water is pretty good quality. The challenge is getting the distance. So even if it's chlorinated there, you're probably not going to have chlorine here. But you could. There's a potential savings with the chemicals, like they noted, because of the water quality that's coming. The challenge is getting it over here. And if we did put it into our treatment plant, we set up kind of a separate treatment process for it. These are just things we would have to consider. We have to invest in the treatment plant in order to do that, or we would just blend it in the way we do with the Mary Roads pipeline and then Oasis River pump station, and then treat it. And again, that cost is about $1 per 1,000 gallons.
Okay, thank you.
I would recommend letting us treat the water for you, and then you could segregate it. But I don't know what your plan, or you have to distribute, you have to blend it. I'm not sure about y'all's situation.
If there's no other questions, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Okay, hold on. Anybody in the outer room got a question?
Yeah, real quick, Mayor, just want to make sure that we didn't muddy the waters here, that's no pun intended. But this is treated water that would come into Owen Stevens and mix with our treated water. So just for reference, what is the cost of our treated water coming out of Owen Stevens? This is a question for staff.
They're coming out, it's about $2.25 per 1,000 gallons.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.